beautiful soul family, and I don't know if any of this is working. I don't know how any of this is going to last. I came to record a few days ago actually, and on top of all the stuff that's going on, which I'm going to discuss with you because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one going through this stuff. In fact, I know I'm not the only person going through this stuff. On top of all that, I came to record this video, so I had enough time to get it edited so I could put it out, and my camera had completely and utterly died. So this is a little bit of an experimental setup. I don't know how bad or good the audio or the video is going to be, but I'm going to crack on nevertheless because I've got no choice, which is the story of my life over the past 5 weeks, I think it is. And it all started on, as it has done for so many people, I believe, the 2nd of the 2nd, and in bulk. Now, what I didn't know at the time was in bulk had actually been flagged as a special date. It's not one that had come particularly to my attention. I mean, I always celebrate in bulk anyway. But what I didn't know was, until afterwards, that there was a comet that was closest to the Earth on the 2nd of the 2nd. So, 2nd of the 2nd portal. And this caused all sorts. Now, I've already done a video briefly about this, but the story has expanded since the 2nd of the 2nd. So I wanted to let you all know what's been going on with me and what's been going on with the people around me, so that if you and your friends or your family have been going through the same or similar situations, know that it's not just you. Now, I know for some people this 2nd of the 2nd portal has been a very, very highly advancing spiritual experience, and I guess I am probably almost in a place where I can say that about mine too. But as mine involved the death of my beautiful, beautiful little baby girl cat, who I've had for 17 years, and she wasn't a kitten when she came to us. So she was quite elderly, and if you've watched any of my videos, you've probably heard her meowing in the background. But since then, kind of everything kind of ground to a halt. And luckily I had a few videos in backup that I could just edit and kind of get out, that I wanted to edit and get out anyway. But obviously, not obviously, but after that, I found that I was okay for about 3 days, and then I suddenly became really, 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 really ill, and I haven't got better ever since. Now, I know that this is all about, for me personally, it's all about getting me to stop so I can get into full alignment now when it's needed. And this illness really has made me stop dead in my footsteps. And I know other people that I know as well have been struck down with illness. They have had family members become extremely ill and had to deal with all kinds of extra stresses and pressures around that. But like I say, some people have had these wonderful, amazing spiritual upgrades. And I guess theoretically this should be having an upgrade for me. But there are certain parts, and I'm not saying this obviously just to give you my story, I'm telling you this if you're wondering or looking for a reason behind, possibly a reason behind, because everybody's reason is different, obviously, why this is happening to you right now, or whatever is happening to you is happening to you. And I would love to know if you want to leave me a comment below. This is all about, as far as I understand anyway, we're just about to step into a new 3-year cycle, which is going to take us up to the 2024, I believe it was, I said, absolute awakening. I think I said 24 anyway. I'll have to go back and watch the videos. I can't even remember what I say and what I don't say now. I know it, at the time it was so disappointing because it was so far away. But I wanted to let you know, give you an update on that. But I also wanted to let you know some more really, really important dates that's flagged to me coming up. Now, I've also been given the spring-autumn equinox, which is the 20th or the 21st of March, depending on where you are in the world. Now, this is where the 3-year cycle comes in. Apparently, we've been on a 3-year cycle between 2020 and 2023 from the spring equinox if you're in the northern hemisphere, obviously, autumn equinox if you're in the southern hemisphere, obviously. It's the same time, so you wouldn't be different because you're in a different hemisphere. You won't be behind or in front a year. That would be ridiculous. And apparently this is all to do with bringing everything that you've been doing, the work that you've been doing over the last 3 years out into the world, apparently. But we've got our trusty tarot, so we're going to do a quick read on that. Right, let's have a look. And I have got some more really, really cool notices, and I have got some more dates. Have I got some more dates to give you? Oh yeah, I've got one more date to give you as well, and some really cool notices you might want to watch out for as well. So let's have a look around what's generally, for everybody who's watching this video at any point in time, what generally is likely to happen around the spring equinox. I've just got surrender. I just got the word surrender. I think if you're watching this before the spring equinox, I get that possibly as a message. I'm getting that surrender because this is a message that's been coming through strongly for me, is surrendering to spirit, trusting in spirit, letting spirit guide us. Or if you're like me, it's all about now sacrificing to the inner Christ, that self, that part of us. And I'm sorry if you've got religious trauma. It's nothing to do with Christianity at all. The inner Christ is to do with your connection to the inner being within the higher self that completely relates to and understands its connection to source with no deviations, no illusions at all. So it's about connecting in with that Christ part of you. Right. Now, this is not what I'm wanting to see, but it's a message, so I'm going to give it to you. And it's about surrender. Letting go of all the parts of ourselves that are fighting with the ascension, or grieving over the parts of ourselves that are fighting with the ascension here. This is the best course of action. So I do get that the overview of this is sacrifice here. They've said sacrifice, and I know what they mean. It's not really a sacrifice, is it? Because we're not becoming anything that we're not, and we're not giving up anything that's going to bring us true happiness. We are just becoming who we are, and who we are is love and peace and joy. So it's not really a sacrifice. Oh, sorry, it wasn't sacrifice they said anyway, was it? It was surrender. Surrender. And I probably got that because It's not a sacrifice. I get that they probably wanted to say surrender is not a sacrifice. But I guess when you're in it and these things are happening to you and you are living the illusion because you're a body as well as spirit, it can be tough. But only if we make it tough. We can make it easy if we want to. We can. We can. By surrendering. And that's a good message for me as well right now. Yeah, we're moving forward. Things are going great. There may be a little bit of looking back here in the past line. Walking away from what didn't work out. It's an emotional gift in everything that we're receiving. And it really is about finding that love, peace and joy within, isn't it? I mean, it really is about finding that love, peace and joy and happiness within. Because once we find that love, peace and joy and happiness and trust within, that will reflect in our outer world. And yes, I do know that's easier said than done, because as I've just explained, I am a human being on this planet, the same as you, and however far you are advanced, there's always that balance, isn't there, between spirit and body. And we are a body as well. We're not just a spirit, we are a body as well. And, you know, we do have to connect in with that part of us. We didn't come here to not be in this physical form. So, we certainly have spirituality in the future, and we certainly have celebration. Ah, I see. And a lot of that, if you want any more advice, which I'll never throw back in Spirit's face, is gratitude. Gratitude for the abundance that we do have. It's always a great concept, isn't it? Not just in terms of what we have, but in terms of being here right now, this awakening. And we really did win the bingo, win the lottery on this reincarnation. No matter how we see it, we really, really did. There are so many souls who wanted to be here right now during this awakening who didn't get a chance. And we all do. We all get to be here in this physical body for this grand, great awakening. So, I'm not seeing from this, what I'm not seeing is a huge earth-shattering change. What I'm seeing here is advice for starseeds and light workers. If you haven't let go, if you aren't surrendering, if you're still fighting the process, now's the time to let go and move into that. I'm going to be covering all of this on my membership site, on my website. And I can really, really, really crack on with the Awakening Ascension bundle. And get on with that. Right, what else do we have to say? Right. Right, so another date that I've been given is the 4th of the 4th. And that has been flagged to me personally by my spirit guides. Now, I don't know, and I've not looked. I'm going to look right now if that is a personal date or if that is a spiritual date or if that is a global date. So let's ask about the 4th of the 4th and what is likely to happen on or around the 4th of the 4th. Wow. Woo! Wow, look at that. Now that is what we want to see. Now that is definitely what we want to see here. A little bit of action. A little bit of action going on. Now, I can't promise, obviously, these are only the most likely outcomes always. But here we can see quite clearly the lies and deceit are going to crumble. And that's one of my white hat cards. The lies and deceit are going to crumble. And it's going to be the white hats. Now, I don't know how big or little that's going to be. I have no idea. That looks pretty big to me. But maybe that's just wishful thinking on my part. Obviously, I want this to go down. So, you know. And here, in the best course of action, who have we got? The bad guys. A new world starting. A new world starting and the bad guys. Now this could either be a new world starting for the bad guys, because we all know what's going to happen to them. Or it could be a new world. And the emotion coming back once these are removed. And I wonder whether... because this is going to be such a relief to so many people. I really am hoping this time. I really am hoping. I know most of the black hats are done. But obviously we still see people who are doing the same lucky work to the black hats that they've always done. And seeing the harm that they've been doing and not stopping and carrying on. And they definitely had that option. And once they're off seeing their new world, and we know where that is, and it's nowhere near here, the emotion coming back, and it's all focusing on the emotion. Being freed of that at last. And one more white hats down here. This is the future line. Past line, current line, best course of action and future line. This is the white hats. Picking up the reins, maintaining the balance, and arguments. Stopping the arguments. Taking control of the situation, definitely here. Wow, I am so glad I looked into that. I was so thinking it was going to be just another personal thing or such as that. There's a couple more things as well. Now, I do want to say that my next video, hopefully, I got dragged into this Nicola, what's her name? Nicola Bully thing. Finally, I've been dragged in. I know it's late, but hopefully I'm going to be doing a video on that if I can manage it. If not, you'll have to bear with me, I'm sorry to say. And it's also been tied in with this Madeleine McCann, doesn't it? Isn't it? So, and I get how similar they are as well. And a lot of people have been doing a lot of research on both of these. It's absolutely fascinating, especially the Madeleine McCann one. And so I really want to have a dive into that. A couple more things that came to my attention if you want to look into these things. Ricky Gervais has said that he can't, this is on, apparently on his Twitter. I've seen a screenshot of it, but I've not visited his Twitter. So Ricky Gervais has said that he can't wait to bring #Armageddon to the Hollywood Bowl in May. And then he says, last time I was in the neighbourhood, this happened. And he's got a little clip, I think, to his monologue in the 2020 Golden Globe, which if you've seen it, I'm sure you have, was absolutely hysterical. Oh my God, it was hysterical. And also on Twitter, again on Twitter, I can't remember the guy's name now. Do you remember Woody? He played Woody in that old American program that was in that bar. I can't think what it's called either. He also was in that film Now You See Me. I can't remember his name. Sorry, Woody. He did a really interesting interview. I didn't watch the whole interview, but I watched the part of the interview where he said his dad was in the CIA, and so many of the rich and famous people's dads are in the CIA. And then he said he can't talk about it anymore because he'll get in trouble, which is fair enough. You can understand that, can't you? And then he also said, I believe it was him, or it may have been someone who made a comment on that Twitter. In fact, I think it was someone who made a comment on that Twitter, said that Andrew Tate's dad was also in the CIA. So I really genuinely do think that deserves another look at. So once again, I'm so sorry to everybody. I haven't been around. I've missed you all a lot. I'm going to do what I'm told, like it said in this video, and surrender to spirit and try not to do too much. But I will try to keep you updated on YouTube. If there are no videos, I apologise. It means technology has crashed on me or something else has happened that I'm just not able to do. But hopefully, fingers crossed, this video will be postable, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get another video, especially on this, what's her name, Nicola Bully, and Madeleine McCann as well. But thank you so much for joining me. Please let me know what's been going on for you, if anything's been going on for you since the in bulk, the 2nd of the 2nd, and I hope to see you